What's up, guys? You've got the Oracle there, back for round 2. Definitely want to play first in my hand. Well, it's a bit light on spells, but that being said, since I have the Wreckage and the Coastal, I think it's fine to keep. Especially since I really don't want to mulligan on the play. It's really not something you'd like to do, because you are 2 cards behind after that and it's not great. I don't really like keeping 5 landers, but I think it's actually a 5 lander that you can keep. Drawing Rune Processor was fine, given that I should have a decent amount of mana available to me. And hopefully the opponent doesn't do a too aggressive start, but it doesn't seem so. Might be able to Coastal on turn 5 and Awakening, which would be great. Guess we are playing some sort of white-black ally theme deck. Alright, well, I hope I don't draw too many more lands. 7 is fine. I also hope that my Warden is not dying. That'd be mildly annoying. Well, that'd be pretty annoying, I think, because it slowed down my ability to cast things quite drastically. I mean, not drastically, but at least for one turn. As you can see, it's a bit laggy now. I think it's because I started uploading the draft in the first game. Yeah, I should not do that. That's yeah. Each time I do it to, have a bit more time, and it end up lagging, and that's not great. That being said, I think the play, I could have attacked first. Maybe I should do that. Yeah. I mean, if my opponent blocks, it's fine, but they might take the damage fearing some sort of pump spell. Now that I started tapping my Warden, I think it's pretty obvious that I don't have anything, but well, the opponent took the damages. Alright, so that was 2 free damages, which is always neat. Yeah, I think I'll Coastal. I could also play a Negator and next turn Coastal and attack. Maybe it's just better, because by using Coastal I take decent amount of damages next turn. Yeah, actually I don't think playing Coastal now is right. I think I'd rather play Negator. Keep a bit of green open to maybe represent some sort of trick. And next turn I can Coastal and attack with the land, which seems better to me. I would assume that my opponent will have the Spawnbinder and an ally available to block, but that's fine. An attack with both things. Alright. Don't really care about my Negator. I don't really want to double block because I would get wrecked by... I mean, I don't want to block here and block there because I would get wrecked by a +1/+0 indestructible trick to all creatures. Make a stand. I think I'm fine blocking there. If we trade it, fine. If my opponent use some sort of trick to save his Sky Climber, it's fine too. I don't really care too much. Weird that they attacked with the Spawnbinder though. Definitely not making the block that gets wrecked by Make a Stand. A natural endurance, well, that's fine. I don't mind making that trade at all. Ooh, right. Another Sky Climber. Alright, as I drew an 8th land. Not great. So I could not attack and keep the land back up. Guess I'll decide that after I've drawn my 2 cards. That being said, I could also play a Rune Processor. I think I'd rather use Coastal though. Next turn I would be taking 7 otherwise. Well, I drew another land there, which is definitely not good. My opponent can just tap my thing though, or use that to get flying. I don't think I actually want to raise. I think I can win this game using card advantage and bigger spell that my opponent cannot deal with. Not attacking is obviously annoying if my opponent does have a Rimwall, like an Oblivion Strike, which I think we are gonna see there. But don't really think I want to take the damages there. A matter reshape, alright. I do not care at all about that. Tapping my thing, attacking for 3. Well, that's very aggressive. As I drew a Pathfinder, which is good. Alright. At this point, I think I will start attacking, though. No reason to keep that around. If my opponent wants to chump block and try to get a land or another 3-drop onto the battlefield, it's completely fine. Or just draw a card. That's fine. If they take the damages, it's fine too. Kinda wanna get the trigger out of that, so I think I'll play Pathfinder first. Also, it lets me with one more blocker, which could be important if my opponent does happen to have some sort of removal. And yup. It's not looking too bad. The fact that my opponent seems to be having trouble hitting his or her 5th land drop kinda helps. And you know, I'm just gonna play more and more bigger creatures, so that's likely to be good. Also, if I ever draw a Rolling Water, that's gonna destroy my opponent. We might see what was that? Oh, giving flying and attacking, sure. As I drew a Sky Spawner, which is actually great because it lets me play Jor Isle Avenger and Sky Spawner. Amazing. Don't really want to reveal the wreckage for now. I think I'll go into attack and see what happens. Tapping the Pathfinder. Don't really want to trade my Warden for the Matter Reshaper. If my opponent wants to chump block there, it's fine. Alright, sure, no problem. Rot Chambler. Whoa! So my opponent is also playing green? Well, I did not really expect that. But I don't mind them having a Rot Chambler, I think. So, yup, let's play the Sky Spawner into the Jor Isle Avenger and pass the turn. And you know, next turn I'm likely to run that Rune Processor and not care about the trigger. But I think I had just things that were either as good or better to do every turn, so there was no real reason to play that earlier on, even though I could have played it a few turns ago. I think I always add a better play. Rot Chambler in a white-black ally deck. Maybe my opponent is playing white-green, splashing for black, but then if you are splashing for black, you do not play a natural endurance, I would assume. Well, that's definitely some weird things going on there. As I drew an island, which is not something I really wanted to draw. Tapping the Pathfinder, sure. I think I'll attack with my flyer, my Warden, and pretty much everything but the token at this point. Yup, that seems fine. If my opponent wants to give flying, trade with the Jor Isle Avenger, get a token on the Rot Chambler, and take 8, that's like completely fine with me. Like, I don't care about that at all. We might see some trick there. A Searing Light, alright. Well, that means that my flyer are not getting blocked, and at this point I really don't need my thing anymore. I guess it could have been used to enable Seagate Wreckage, but I do have a token to do that. I do have other colorless sources in my deck, and I might not even be able to activate it. I mean, I cannot activate it this turn, and I don't think I can even activate it next turn. Most likely. If I draw land next turn, I cannot activate it either. So yeah, it doesn't seem too appealing. As I will play that fat processor not processing anything, unfortunately, but not too much I can do. And yup, that's gonna be the end of my turn. Not sure if my opponent is playing a bunch of green and really missing on lands. I mean, my opponent is likely to be missing on land, that's for sure. I think that's a reason why we won easily and did not see much, but it seems weird. I mean, my opponent is not splashing white. They have a bunch of white. But then neither Unnatural Endurance, neither Rod Shamblers are a card that you want to splash for. That's kind of weird. Guess it's gonna be an easy first game. Sweep Away is very good against Rod Shambler. I think it should actually. I think I should actually. I should actually have put that in the main deck. Given the two 3/2 that can get fly, I don't think I want to cut the Mantis. I don't think Gravity Negator match very well against my opponent playing ally that are mostly have 3 power. And yeah, I think I can cut the Negator. It doesn't seem too appealing to me in this matchup. Though I'm not sure what my opponent is playing. It felt quite weird last game. Not sure. The opponent definitely had some mana issues, whether it be off color or just missing the 5th land drop. But I'm not sure what they are really doing. Well, that hand is kinda clunky. It's not bad. If I get an island, it becomes quite good. I don't think I really want to keep that though. Especially on the draw. I think I'll try to get something better. Things could go really wrong with that. Also, if I end up not being able to play anything on the first 3 turns and my opponent makes an aggressive start, yeah, I just don't like that hand too much. And even if I do draw an island, it doesn't do too much. Alright, I think this is better. Well, I think Roller is actually fine given the Pathfinder. I don't know. It's a bit like a land, but a little bit better. It can also make me be able to cultivate a drone plus Membrane on turn 4, which could actually be... Sorry about that, you might have heard a noise, it's because I messed up with my audio setup. Anyway, what I was saying is that, yeah, it enables me to potentially cultivate a drone plus Membrane on turn 3, which could be interesting. I don't think it's gonna matter there. And my opponent is definitely playing a 3-colored deck, which I don't know. It's not really what I was expecting. I mean, no, that's not what I meant. What I meant is that it's not really... I mean, it seems weird. In this set, there's so many really powerful cards in any color and such a lot of playballs that you don't really need to play 3-color. Splashing is sometimes nice, but that, I don't know, weird. Hopefully I will not draw many more lands, because since I keep the Crawler, this is pretty much 8 mana sources and 1 threat, and if my opponent does have an answer to my threat, yeah, I pretty much straight up lose if I draw. I think 1 more land means I lose. I mean, the good news is that I do have cards like Rolling Waters or Coastal Discovery that provide me with a bit of card advantage. But yeah, I just hope I don't draw too many more lands. That being said, turn 4 Pathfinder could be good. A Pathward, and one that raised me pretty efficiently, and I cannot really containment Membrane that thing unless I get a drone. I'm a bit threatened about this thing. I mean, I'm a bit worried about that. Should I beat down and try to... Yeah. I think I actually want to use the ability and don't want to let my opponent trade. Because if my opponent doesn't have a removal, this is basically a quite quick clock. Yeah, Membrane Fins feels very clunky against Pathwarden, obviously. Weird, so my opponent is playing a 3-color deck and did nothing until turn 5. I think that's the last thing you want to do in this set. Since I'm not playing an aggressive deck, it's not too bad, but against most deck, if you don't play something until... Like, even if you don't play anything before turn 4, you are likely to be in trouble, so... Yeah, I don't really know. Weird. Well, that helps my opponent blocking my Pathfinder now, so I guess the plan of eating 4 times for 4 is kinda cancelled. I'll try to block the password the next turn, and I guess we traded 5 for 5 there. I could double block, I don't think I wanna actually do that. And given the amount of chump blocker my opponent got and the fact that he has trample as I don't think I can race or do anything along those lines. So, yup, guess I'll beat down with my flyer, play the Avenger and pass the turn, and hopefully I can trade my Pathfinder for the Pathwarden. Pathfinder and Pathwarden. Alright. At least I did not draw more lands, which is great. Don't think there's any reason for me to play the island as long as I don't have another basic in hand. I guess this could play around Myers Malice or... yeah, that might be good actually. I don't really know. So... I think the best block is blocking... no, that's not what I meant to do. Is blocking with the Pathfinder and the Cultivator Drone, which plays... it doesn't play around Little Monster Focus, but plays around the Flying Trick. And if my opponent does have +2/+0 regenerates, it still cannot kill both of my creatures. Yeah, it feels like a rather safe block. I mean, if my opponent does have a natural endurance, it's obviously annoying, but you know, there's not much I can do about that. I can block with thousands of creatures, it will still not do much, as here I'm actually playing around a few things, including Tar Snare, Mighty Leap. Well, they add the natural endurance, alright, so... well, that's a bit annoying. At least yeah, it's even better against endurance, because this way I don't take 2 damages. But I guess, well, that's annoying, but at this point, you know, I could not really play around 2 spells. So, and the good news is that since my opponent used the endurance, the creature regenerated and become tapped, and now I can membrane it, and that's actually great for me. So I think my block was actually quite decent. As here I'm gonna play Blinding Drone, search that thing there, swinging with the flyers, and my opponent is left with only 1 card in hand, and my board is better than my opponent board, so yeah, I do like my chances there. I mean, the troll is mildly annoying, but alright, a swing and attack with everything. I will definitely take 6 from those, that's not really a question. The real question, and I'm definitely blocking here, I think. The real question, I think, is do I block with the Sky Spawner there? I mean, if my opponent does have the +1/+0 indestructible trick, it's not bad. It's really annoying if my opponent does have some sort of +2/+2 effect. Should I risk it? Maybe I should just chump block there. Take 4. How am I losing this game? I mean, that's the real question. I don't think I want to block with Blinding Drone. That thing shuts down the troll, which is the more threatening thing. So if I block a token, I will take 7, go down to 8. Then I can tap these, take 3 each turn, which is not even a 2-turn clock. Or I can block here, take 4, go to 11, and then it's the same clock. Yeah, I think I'll just block there. Don't really want to block with the Blinding Drone. I mean, my opponent might just have nothing, but if my opponent does have something, it's quite bad to block with Drone. I hope they don't have the untap and reach trick, which would be absolutely awful because they could untap the password and that would completely wreck me. But it seems like a tower snare is happening. Well, I'm glad I did not block. That being said, my opponent might still have had to use it on the sky spawner and not on the on my flyer. I mean on my blinding drone had I blocked. So I guess I'll go to 5 there, and I'm currently winning this race. So unless my opponent did draw a removal for the Sphinx, I should be fine. Well, this change up things, but next turn I can jump here, block there, take 4, go to 1, and kill my opponent on the next turn, unless they find some removal or pump spell, obviously. In which case I just cannot win, unfortunately. But I've been, yeah, I mean 8 land is not, I guess 8 land for 6 spells, including 2 spells that produces mana. Yeah, actually that's quite a bad ratio. I'm dead to quite a lot of things there, but I might leave. I guess we'll see. Alright. Well, no. Undo. That's not what I meant to do. There's only one block I can make, and it is this block, and hopefully we will see no pump spell or anything along those lines. I guess we did leave now. Does the opponent have some sort of removal? No, Blade Wheel. Well, I think you would have wanted to play that first. Alright, we might kill with the Sphinx. My opponent f6'd apparently, so I guess it's gonna be win. Well, that was not easy. I think the really crucial turn was the turn where my opponent attacked with that and I choose to double block, and you know, things happened and it ended up being very good for me. Not very good, but good. So, yep, that's gonna be match 2. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It's really appreciated. And I see you guys in a few seconds for the finals.